Welcome to the Darkstream, Voxday, voxday.blogspot.com, and Infogalactic News. Now, if you're tuning in now, you're probably aware that Donald Trump has launched missile strikes on Syria, along with Britain and France. Now, I'm not happy about this. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's wise. I don't think it's a good idea. But you need to keep in mind that missile strikes, U.S. missile strikes, are kind of par for the course in the Middle East. I don't believe Assad did anything. It didn't make sense. I don't understand the rhetoric, and I don't understand why the Russians are reacting so strongly to this in a way that they normally don't. Okay? Now, there are different scenarios that you can build up, and there are different scenarios that you can concoct that will, show an escalation into, nuclear fire, blah, blah, blah. Well, no, Megan, this doesn't mean the Warhawks win. Okay? This is, the fact that they're talking about precision missile strikes and all that sort of thing, that's not war these days. The Russians have been very, very patient. They've chosen not to respond to numerous things like the Turks shooting down their plane, several planes, as a matter of fact. And so I think that, and maybe they will respond. Maybe they will sink a platform or two. At this point, and then it's going to be incumbent on Russia is not powerless. You don't be a fool. It's going to be incumbent, if they do something like that, then it will be incumbent on Trump to keep his cool. And so, we'll see what happens. I mean, some of the folks I know are very concerned about this, just because they have military sources, they have access to the Russian media, which has gone very quiet suddenly, and so I think that there is going to be some sort of Russian response to this. But the thing is, this is just, I'm going to throw out some ideas here. Okay, keep in mind that I am a fantasy writer, science fiction writer. So this is just pure conjecture. It's just a narrative. But I am scenting a script here. I am sensing that there's something going on that we can't see and can't understand. So here's a scenario. Okay, first of all, first mystery. Why does Assad, when he's winning, why does he suddenly use chemical weapons when the U.S. has already declared that they're pulling out? He's won. That doesn't make sense. Why does Donald Trump react so strongly to this? There's not even really any terrible pictures of dead little kids and stuff like there was the previous time. Suddenly there's this big overreaction, and weirdest of all, it's basically being driven by the British reaction and the poisoning and all that sort of stuff. Okay? So, so that's the second mystery, right? I mean, then the third mystery is, why are the Russians suddenly, rattling their sabers, threatening reprisals, and that's the third big mystery. So now here's what I'm thinking. If I need martial law in order to arrest my domestic enemies, if I can't we know that Trump cannot operate through the conventional legal system. We know this. He's already tried. The court shut him down, right? So he needs a war. Suddenly, we're looking at a war. But it doesn't, a serious war with a serious opponent. All right? And so, I'm not saying this is the case. I'm simply pointing out that there is a rational and logical explanation for all of these weird little mysteries that we're seeing. Okay? Doesn't mean I'm right. Again, I'm not saying it is the case. But I think that is more likely to be the case than the idea that everybody is just stupidly escalating until the world perishes in nuclear fire. I think that is a far less likely outcome. So, anyhow, as is always the case with Donald Trump, I would recommend relaxing, assuming that there is some purpose to this that is that we don't know yet. Relax, and for those of you who are Christians, I would recommend that you pray. All right? But panicking is not going to do you any good. Getting upset is not going to do you any good. The purpose would be breaking the deep state. I have always suspected that that there was going to have to be some sort of war if the deep state was going to be broken. By acting in tandem with, by using them, by deceiving them. And so, no, I don't, I don't think it looks like the deep state did. I don't think that they won on this one. They need they need boots on the ground. They need, they need serious war. They do not want, precision missiles and a little back and forth and then back to normal. Okay. So, I'm just saying that, we've seen this before. Obama launched missiles. It's very clear that the neocons are trying to provoke Russia to serious war. Absolutely they are. But Trump is not doing anything that is likely to do that. Here's the thing. People go, if you're going to start a war with Russia, you don't throw a few missiles at Syria. You sign a treaty with Ukraine, bringing them into NATO. That's what Hillary, and you sign a treaty with Georgia, bringing them into NATO. Okay? That's what Hillary was intending to do, and that's why I was very nervous about war with Russia if Hillary won. Because she was going to do the things that were going to absolutely lead to Russian war. All right? And so, launching some missiles at Syria again, this is not the first time Trump's done it. Obama did it. Clinton also launched missiles, not at Syria, but in the Middle East. So, just this is not the first time. Just I would recommend that everybody, settle down, wait and see, and just don't get upset about this. I think that there will be a diplomatic outcome, and maybe there'll even be some silver linings. We'll see. So anyhow, that's my advice. Have a good evening. Enjoy watching the news. I'm going to bed. So, no, I don't believe there was an actual gas attack. I think it was a false flag. So, have a good evening. We'll see you tomorrow.